Hi, everybody. This is Gene Mortensen, and here at Sullivan Field, and this afternoon it will be district soccer. The Hilltopper boys soccer team is going to take on the Taos Tigers, and this should be a very good ball game. Taos is very good. Los Alamos is very good. They're both undefeated, and Taos has been pouring it on this season so far. And right now we have a setup on the video. We're trying a new thing with the video. So right now we have a video pointing at the Taos goal, be the one the Hilltoppers are attacking. So we'll be on that half of the field in the first half, and then we'll go dedicate ourselves to Los Alamos on the second half. But anyway, we are underway here in this ball game. So the Hilltoppers with it right now. We can bring it over to Nick Mazorski. Mazorski now will bring it. It comes over to Isaac Ortega. Ortega, the leading scorer for Los Alamos, and now they're just going to bring it all the way back to the fullbacks, and the fullbacks and just kind of start things over. But Taos is nothing doing, but finally, boy, a beautiful kick downfield and trying to get through it and get to it. It's kicked back to the goalie. He can't pick it up if it's kicked back to him. And so Los Alamos now will have a throw-in Taos territory. Comes in now to and battled for it and lost by Los Alamos. And that was Phil Delzano. A quick throw-in down the left sideline by the Tigers. Hilltoppers going to bring it back straight back upfield, picked up by the Tigers again. The Tigers now on the attack. And there's a shot, and that shot taken that time by Tiva Lesham. And Taos right now is 3-0 on the season, and they've piled up 23 goals in those 3 games. I think they beat Moriarty 10-0. That's got to be a mercy rule situation. And in the goal for Los Alamos is Jackson Martinez, and in the goal for Taos is Milo Collignon. So long kick downfield, that's going to take a bounce, another bounce, and finally bounce into the open arms of Jackson Martinez. Martinez right at the top of the penalty box. Beautiful kick downfield, and it's going to be headed back up to the Tigers. Milo Collignon, he'll pick it up. Collignon now toward the top of the penalty box is a line drive. We're going to bounce into the middle of the center circle, and the Hilltoppers are going to try to get it over to Nick Mazorski. Mazorski is going to bring it back. So he brings it back to Aaron Phillip. And so now the Tigers on the attack again and trying to get up there in a hurry because their leading scorer is Alex Wagoner. He's only a sophomore, but he's had 8 goals, and he's followed by Aiden Heflin. Heflin right now trying to get control of the ball, and come out to Jaime Terrazas, gets it to Phil Delzano. Taos on the attack. They're going to come in a hurry, and they set something up. Boy, and a nice shot that time by the Tigers, and that was blocked for Los Alamos. And coming over to block it away was Sam Sirigliano. And they're going to say it was last touched by the Tigers. I thought it was off of Los Alamos, but they're going to say it was last touched by the Tigers. So Jackson Martinez with a goal kick comes down near the mid-center circle, and Taos picks it up. We have a Taos player go down, and that was Ben Hastings. And so they're going to call Los Alamos for the push-off, and so it's going to be a free kick. And so they'll set it up right inside the 25-yard line, so that's going to put them almost about 35 yards from the goal. And let's see who's lining that up. Okay, and that's going to be Ricky Nichols. So Ricky Nichols, a senior. Los Alamos puts up the wall, and there's the shot. And, boy, great save this time by Michael Jackson. That was a beautiful shot toward the right goal post. For a minute, I thought that was in, and then a great diving, just a great diving deflection by Jackson Martinez, but it goes over the end line, so that'll make it a corner kick for the Tigers. So the Tigers over on the right side of the goal, and they waste no time. They're going to bring it into the pack. It's headed out by Los Alamos, and both teams now just trying to get control. And the Hilltoppers finally do get control. Comes to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas coming down the field for the Hilltoppers. And stolen away by the Tigers. And so the Tigers on the attack once again. Boy, nice steal that time for the hit by Abera Hatinga. Boy, I mean, he just picked his pocket, but Taos is able to get it down. Now we have a Taos player down on the field. And I'm not sure what they're going to call, if anything. The Taos player is up, and he seems to be okay. Let's see what the referee is going to rule here. I think he's going to rule another push-off on Los Alamos, and so they're going to set it up again. And so once again, this time it's going to be Teva Lesham. So Teva Lesham will take this one, and he's at the exact same spot again, 24, right inside the 25-yard line. And this one, he seems flying over the top of the goal. So that'll be a goal kick for Los Alamos. And so Jackson, he just rolls it out to one of his fullbacks. Long kick downfield. Los Alamos trying to get control, but Taos is going to take over. Coming down that left sideline for the Tigers. That is Jackson Boyd. Boyd over. Little push off and then a steal by Nick Mazorski. Taos is going to pick it up. Hilltoppers can't seem to get it out of there. Taos keeping it inside the 25-yard line. Finally, the Hilltoppers do bring it out. And Taos on the attack again. This Taos team is a very, very good team. They are 3-0 on the season. They're 1-0 in district. They beat St. Michael's 7-0. They beat Monte del Sol. I think that's a charter school in Santa Fe, I believe, and that's a 6-0. And I think they mercy ruled Moriarty 10-0. They scored 23 goals. They have not had a single goal scored against them. The leading scorer, Alex Wagner, he has 8. He's a sophomore. Sam Hastings has 5. He's a senior. And Aiden Heflin is 4, and he is a senior. So goal kick for Los Alamos. And Taos is really, I mean, most of this ball game has been played on the Los Alamos side of the field. As Taos really, really putting on a lot of pressure. They bring it back to their fullbacks, and they're going to bring it long kick. Whoa, the long kick and one of those high bouncers. And fortunately, it didn't bounce any higher because Jackson Martinez was able to get up and get it. But sometimes they come down if you don't judge the bounce right. It just goes flying over your head and in. So still no score in this ball game as we're in the 8th minute. But Taos really putting on the pressure for this entire portion of this first half. They play 2 40-minute halves, of course. Picked up by the Tigers again. The Tigers going to bring it over to Teva Lesham. Lesham trying to come in from the left side. He pops it over into the corner. Boy, a nice move trying to pass it to himself with Ricky Nichols, but he passes it behind his back, and then it goes out of bounds. Hilltoppers will inbound it. But right now, Milo Collignon, the goalie for the Tigers, has been he's had it pretty easy back there. But the Hilltopper defenders and Jackson Martinez, they've been under a lot of pressure. Hilltoppers pass comes up to Nick Mazorski. Mazorski trying to get control, stolen away from him, and comes over to Teva Leshman. Leshman. And let's see, we're going to have a violation against the Tigers. No, they don't. No violation against Tigers. So they're going to bring it down. It's going to roll it now to Milo Collignon. And so he boots it back upfield. Hilltoppers now have it about 10 yards out in front of the penalty box. And the Tigers are going to kick it upfield. And Hilltoppers just going to let it roll out of bounds about 15 yards deep in their own territory. They'll have the throw in. But the Hilltoppers really haven't been able to mount much of an attack. And the Tigers have been a lot of pressure from Taos against Los Alamos as we are in the 10th minute, and still no score. So the Hilltoppers are going to bring it in, and it's just cleared out by Taos. And so the long kick downfield by Los Alamos, and whoa, and a little shot taken by Wesley Parker, and that one over the top of the goal. So, but that's the first attack that Los Alamos has had, and they got it to long kick downfield. Came to Wesley Parker, was able to get it, come in from the left side, and a quick shot, and that one over the top of the goal. So the goal kick for the Tigers. Los Alamos has it the ball right now at midfield, picked up there by Abera Hatinga. Hatinga with a nice pass upfield, but intercepted by Taos once again. This time it's going to come to Jackson Boyd. Boyd will bring it over into the middle of the field, stolen away there for the Hilltoppers by Isaac Ortega. Ortega, the leading scorer for Los Alamos, he's in the midfield right now, and Jaime Terrazas, who this is only his second game, but Jaime had a great game the other night, and against Santa Fe, scored a goal all by himself at the end of the game. He just dribbled through all the fullbacks, the defenders, and everything, and just put it in. So this is only his second game. Jaime Terrazas, he is a junior. Pass down field is headed back upfield by Los Alamos. It comes now to Isaac Ortega. Ortega's going to bring it up, or try to bring it up, stolen away by Ricky Nichols of Taos. Trying to get to it for Los Alamos right now is Aaron Phillip. But Taos trying to make the breakthrough once again. Abera Hatinga brings it back upfield for Los Alamos. And boy, doing a great job. Aiden Heflin, one of their leading scorers, and boy, I mean, he put a pretty good display of ball handling there. And now Terrazas, long kick upfield. That's going to bounce over into the left side of the penalty box, and it's going to be picked up there by Milo Collignon. Collignon, top of the penalty box, will kick it. That looked like a drop kick. Long kick, and that's still bouncing. Finally comes to Jackson Martinez. Boy, I mean, and we have a Taos player down. He was trying to, at that time, he was trying to get around to Sam Sorigliano, but, well, let's see, he's still down, but I think that might be Tiva Lesham. Well, he's kind of slow getting up, but now he's walking away. I don't know if they're going to sub him out or not, but and yes, that was Tiva Lesham. So the kick comes up near midfield, and it's going to go out of bounds right near the neutral flag. The flag on the other side of the field in midfield, that's the substitution flag. And so it'll be a throw-in by the Tigers, Ricky Nichols, and they're going to make a substitution at this point. And we're in the 14th minute of this, the first half. 40-minute halves, two of them. Comes to Tiva Lesham. Lesham has the ball knocked away from him, and they lose it out of bounds. They'll get it to Isaac Ortega. Ortega over to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga trying to kick it downfield is blocked. Comes right to Isaac Ortega. Tried to save it back in, couldn't. And so now they're going to let Ricky Nichols come up and pick it up for the throw-in. And they're spreading way out, so we're expecting kind of a spectacular throw-in here the way they're setting up, but taking a long time to do that. But we have a substitution for the Tigers once again. So Ricky Nichols, the senior, with the ball, and he'll make the throw-in. Long throw-in comes to the top of the penalty box, and then it's going to be picked up there for Los Alamos by Aaron Phillip. Phillip has it stolen away from him, and now the Tigers are going to bring it up to Ricky Nichols. Nichols trying to get it down the left sideline to Sam Sides, and Sam It's going to go out of bounds. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to go out of bounds right in front of the flag on the left side of the goal. Los Alamos left side of the goal. The Hilltoppers will inbound it. Comes up now to Hilltoppers, and here comes the Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas with a pass down the right sideline. And we're going to have a few players go down. And Milo Collignon was all the way out there. I mean, he was completely 100% out of the goal. He was all the way out to the corner of the penalty box trying to get involved in all of that. And the ball's going to go over the end line, so the Hilltoppers will have a corner kick. Let's see, and they'll send Jaime Terrazas into the corner for Los Alamos. He'll make the kick. So Jaime brings it into a little too long, trying to bring it into the middle of the pack, and then it's headed out by Taos. So the Hilltoppers trying to pick it up. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds off of the Tigers. Hilltoppers will inbound it about 30 yards up from the flag on the as they tack down the left side of the field. And there's a substitution here for Los Alamos. And now just checking into the ball game for the Hilltoppers is Ty Hinojosa. So Hinojosa into the ball game. It's number 17. We're up to the 16th minute. Still no score. And the Tigers once again across midfield, and a pass down toward the right side of the penalty box. And it's going to roll over to Jackson Martinez. He dives on it. So he'll pick it up, and he'll just boot it away as he comes out to the top of the penalty box. And nice kick. And headed out of bounds by the Tigers. Hilltoppers will inbound it right at midfield, right at the substitution flag. Or they're going to move him down. Well, he's still pretty close, about 5 yards down into Taos territory. So everybody's up for Los Alamos. All the fullbacks are up at midfield. And so the Tigers trying to get control. They lose it out of bounds. Hilltoppers, I thought he saved it inbounds. So the Hilltoppers in the corner right now with Wesley Parker. And Parker trying to center it. And it's going to be lost over the end line by the Hilltoppers. That'll make it a goal kick for the Tigers. And so, and what they're going to do is, I believe that was long kick, comes down. Tiva Lesham. Barahatinga, nice kick down the left sideline, headed downfield for Los Alamos by Wesley Parker. Parker has it stolen away from him. It's going to come out now near midfield. Boy, nice ball handling this time, and coming roaring down the middle of the field and finally going down. But, boy, I mean, he did a fantastic job on dribbling that ball down, and that was Robert Gersten. And they bring it back now to midfield. The Tigers down the left side. Abera Hatinga comes in, intercepts it. Headed back up by Taos, and now a shot by Los Alamos. And that shot that's been taken by Wesley Stanfield, and he's right smack into one of the Tigers. And I think, let's see, I think they're going to rule, well, let's see, what are they going to rule? No, they're going to say it was out of bounds on Los Alamos. So a throw in for the Tigers, and Tigers once again trying to get something set up. They lose it out of bounds. The Hilltoppers will inbound it. Tahina Hosa is going to bring in Abera Hatinga. Hatinga has it stolen away from him by Tiva Lesham. Lesham, they're going to hand the ball back to Abera. Headed back upfield for the Tigers by Sam Sides. Hilltoppers get it. And they're going to bring it now to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas, beautiful kick, splits a couple of the Tigers. Tahina Hosa coming down the right side, trying to get the centering pass across. And coming in a hurry to clear it out for the Tigers and shut that attack down. And that was Kian Morgan. So Kian Morgan came in at the last second, cleared it out over the end line. That'll make it a corner kick for Los Alamos. And let's see if they're going to put. Well, this time they just kind of roll. Jaime rolls it in. They roll it right back to him. And then he makes the kick. And this one's going to go over everybody and go out of bounds on the opposite side of the field. We are now approaching the 20th minute. Hilltoppers will inbound it. And once again, I'd like to remind you right now that we have a camera set up, and right now we're trying to show the Hilltopper half of the field, the Hilltopper attack half. So it's actually the Taos side, the Taos half side of the field. So wanted to be able to show you the Hilltoppers on the attack. And we'll move it over. In the second half, we'll move it over to the other goal. Quickly, long kick's going to come down to Jackson Martinez. Jackson, they've been keeping him busy. There's a moon ball by Jackson. And we're going to have a push-off on the Tigers. So both of them trying to get to that ball, but coming over, and then until they call Kean Morgan for the push-off. Ball right now is near this. Well, the Hilltoppers going the wrong way at the moment. Now they bring it to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas to Mazorski. So Nick Mazorski. They're trying to get it down that left side, but Taos, there's a lot of jerseys there. The Los Alamos, by the way, they are green. And, of course, with the goal numbers, and Taos is the white jerseys, and with the white jersey with the orange shorts. And the Hilltoppers will get it to Abera Tatinga. Tatinga trying to get it to right into the center of the field, a little ways out from the penalty box. Long kick again. This time Jackson Martinez has to almost come out of the penalty box to get it. But he didn't have to, of course, if he comes out of the penalty box. He just becomes another player. Can't grab it, can't really. All he can do is just kick it around like everybody else. So pass. Down the left sideline. Hilltoppers with it. There's a pass up field, and this one's going to roll right to Milo Collignon, the senior goalie for the Tigers. So he just takes his time and then puts a nice boot downfield. That is headed downfield by Tiva Lesham. Lesham, the ball now going all the way over to the right side toward the flag on the right side. And this is going to go over the end line, and let's see what they're going to say is that's off of Los Alamos. So we'll have your corner kick, and they're going to put this time Paul Caballero. So Paul Caballero takes the corner kick and can't do anything with it. So the Hilltoppers now trying to get control. Taos takes back control. The ball in Hilltopper territory, about halfway down. But boy, another great. Aiden Heflin. He has 4 goals on the season, but he has shown that he's quite a ball handler. He can move that soccer ball pretty well. Hilltoppers now with a substitution as they're going to bring in Callum Mitchell. And Mitchell now will make the throw-in for Los Alamos. 24th minute, still 0-0. Tigers bring it to the top of the penalty box. Nice move, pass to himself, shot taken. This time blocked by Los Alamos. It comes over to the right side of the penalty box. A major battle for it. It's going to be picked up there by Heflin. And now Hilltoppers steal away and trying to come back upfield. Hilltoppers with a long kick upfield, and boy, just letting it bounce right into his chest. I mean, he just knelt down, let it just come right into his chest in that time, and that was Ricky Nichols. And then he just kind of brought it upfield all by himself. The Hilltoppers, nobody really attacked him. Now coming over the Callum Mitchell now battling over there with one of the Tigers. And finally, the Tigers lose it over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for Los Alamos. And Jackson Martinez will make the goal kick for the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers are, by the way, they are 5-0 on the season, 1-0 on district. The only district game both of these have played is against Taos, against Moriarty. And Taos beat them 10-0. Los Alamos beat them 9-0. So these two teams, they match up pretty well. So the Tigers, they now bring it over to Robert Gersten. Gersten brings it into the center circle, right to Aiden Heflin. Heflin over on the right side. Hilltoppers steal it away, trying to come down the left side of the field, right at midfield. Lost out of bounds there by the Tigers. The Hilltoppers will inbound it right at the substitution flag. Flag comes. Well, the throw-in really didn't go very far, and so it was picked up momentarily by Los Alamos, then by Taos, then back by Los Alamos, and now the ball is in the midfield circle, and we just had a pretty ticky-tack call. I think they were calling us, Nick Mazorski, as he was trying to get to the ball, and then the Taos player went down. But they're going to call Los Alamos. They're going to call Nick for a push-off, and I certainly didn't see anything like that. Long kick downfield by Los Alamos, coming down the left sideline, trying to get to it for the Hilltoppers. John Teague. Teague loses it, comes up near to the center circle, and it's going to be headed. Well, it's Nick Mazorski trying to get a hold of it, along with Tai Hinojosa. Let me correct that. That's Lenny Sibiatsky. And long kick downfield, trying to get it to Sam Sides, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Avera Hatinga will inbound it for Los Alamos. And he's about halfway back into Hilltopper territory. Long kick upfield is going to go out of bounds off of the Hilltoppers. So it'll be a throw in, and so right now it's the 27th minute. And we'll have a throw in this time by Ricky Nichols. And they're going to move Ricky back. Got to be in the exact spot, and then he runs up to the original spot he was in anyway. I never have understood this. And boy, coming down in a hurry that time and doing a great job. Let's see, one player I'm trying to pick up out there, which I haven't been able to pick up. But anyway, Hilltoppers on the move right now. Still with it. Nick Mazorski still with it. Now he's going to bring over the left side of the penalty box. It's going to be intercepted there by Keelan Morgan and comes over into the corner. Battle for it into the corner. Los Alamos brings it back down the sideline. Going to come into the middle of the field, and Nick Mazorski starts to make a move, slips, and the ball rolls right to one of the Tigers, and now they're going to bring it back. Tiva Lesham bringing it down the field for the Tigers. Hilltoppers steal it away. Now the long kick downfield by Los Alamos. And that by, that was John Teague, I think. Anyway, the ball comes now right at the top of the penalty box. And trying to get up and set the move, but that time Wesley Stanfield told him nothing doing. And so a long kick by the Tigers on a one bouncer goes right to Jackson Martinez. We're in the 29th minute of this contest. And Jackson, boy, there's a moon ball. And then you head that. You really want to head that back? That ball is not that light, and I don't think I would want to stick put my head out there, but they do it all the time. So the Hilltoppers trying to bring it down the left side. They lose it out of bounds. Let's see, we're going to have some substitutions here for Los Alamos. See if I can pick up who's who. See, Jaime Terrazas comes back into the ballgame for Los Alamos. And I believe the other player was Sam Sirigliano, who had checked out momentarily. He's going to be headed upfield, and now Hilltopper's trying to get the ball through, but a wall of white there for the Tigers. They're going to bring it over to Ricky Nichols. Nichols, a big, strong midfielder for the Tigers. He's going to roll it over to Aiden Heflin. Heflin, 4 goals on the season. They have 3 players that essentially had 17 of the 23 goals they scored. Aiden Heflin with 4, Sam Hastings with 5, Alex Wagoner with 8. And I really haven't seen Alex Wagoner out there. So we have a well, let's see, it's going to end up being what? Okay, they're going to rule a violation against Los Alamos. They put it right smack down on the 50-yard line and about 5 yards in from the right sideline. It's going to bounce toward the right side of the goal and then go over the end line. And let's see what I think they're going to rule off of Los Alamos. So that makes it a corner kick. And going into the corner, Paul Caballer. So Caballer, with the corner kick comes into the pack, battle for it there. It's still, I guess it's still live over there. Is it nobody really moving except one Taos player who decides to go after the ball. Now they're battling for it near the corner, and they're going to call Los Alamos for the push-off. And so that's going to give the Tigers a beautiful setup here, because it's going to be just about 3 or 4 yards, about what, maybe about 2 yards out from the about 2 yards out from the end, almost from the end line. That's going to be almost better than a corner kick, and a great shot, and a save knocked over the top of the goal by Jackson Martinez. So good job by Jackson. Jackson, the senior goalkeeper for Los Alamos. And right now we're in the 33rd minute of this 40-minute half. And it's still a 0-0 ball game. Pass comes up now. One of the Hilltoppers goes down, but had nothing called. Boy, some of the ticky-tack calls they'd made on the other side, and I don't understand. Hilltopper was obviously pushed down, but nothing called. Taos on the attack. Ball comes to the center of the field, and now picked up by the Tigers. They're going to bring it up and trying to get it inside that time was Ben Hastings. Hilltoppers get it, long kick downfield. Tai Hinojosa trying to get to it for Los Alamos, but he cannot, as the ball now comes over to Netus Morgan. "34th minute of this half. It's still a 0-0 ball game, and Jackson Martinez, as the ball came to him in the penalty box, he just boots it upfield. So both teams really attacking. Taos, as the Hilltoppers have held the Taos off a lot more than they did in the first 10 minutes. It was just Taos on the attack all the time, but now it's pretty much evened out. It's on each side of the field. The only problem is that neither one of these teams right now has been able to put together any kind of an attack, and so we're going to have a major push-off that time by Jaime Terrazas. That wasn't called. And down the left sideline, intercepted by Abera Hatinga. Hatinga loses it. Ricky Nichols will pick it up for the Tigers. And we're going to have a substitution for the Tigers. And so checking in will be Jackson Boyd. and he's going to replace Robert Gersten. So we are in the 35th minute. Tigers headed up to the top of the penalty box. Hilltoppers trying to get it out of there. Finally, well, they started to, but now we're going to, I think we may have offsides, I believe. Let's see what they're calling. I believe they're calling offside. Yeah, I think they're calling offsides on the Tigers. So the Hilltoppers will get the free kick. And the free kick about 20, 25 yards up from the goal. Nice kick downfield. Trying to get to it for Los Alamos, Phil Delzano. Delzano having trouble getting to it. Coming over now is Nick Mazorski. Now the Hilltoppers on the attack down the left side of the field. Still trying to make the turn the corner that time. And so they bring it across and they go, and then picked up there by Milo Collignon. Collignon will kick it away for the Tigers. Take a high bounce on the Hilltopper territory, and the Tigers now trying to get something going once again. They get it to Heflin, Aiden Heflin. Heflin coming down, working on the right side. Now comes to Tiva Lesham. So Tiva makes a shot, the left-footed shot, comes right to Jackson Martinez. Martinez will kick it away, take a long bounce near midfield. The Hilltoppers now have it in the center circle, and they finally do bring it up, but the pass is, they're trying to get it up to Jaime Terrazas. The pass goes by him, picked up by the Tigers. Ricky Nichols now bringing it down the left sideline, trying to get it over to Aiden Heflin, but coming down the right side, doing a great job, and wide open, boy, fantastic job of ball handling, and that's that goal coming by Ben Hastings. So they got it to Hastings, and boy, he just did a fantastic job of dribbling and rolled over to the right side of the goal, right side of the penalty box, and then he fired it in for the goal, and that goal coming in the 37th minute. So after nobody being able to score here, they finally got Ricky Nichols brought it down. He brought it he made the pass over the top of the penalty box, and it was picked up there by Ben Hastings, and then Hastings, he just took it off. He actually got it at the top of the penalty box, little to the right of center. And then he just did a fantastic job of dribbling around everybody until he was able to line up that shot. And so right now we're going to have a goalie change. They're going to bring in Noah Lyons. And Jackson Martinez right now out of the ball game. Long kick downfield. We're going to have a push-off in the – well, that's a push-off in the penalty box. That push-off was inside the box, which is – let's see where they're going to rule this. I think they're talking about putting it outside the box. It should be a penalty kick. So Collignon now running over and getting into the goal, but no, that was definitely inside the box, but the official going to rule it was right just outside the box. They put the ball down right smack on the line, the penalty box line across the penalty box line in the front. And it was definitely a push off and a knocking down a player in the penalty box, which should be a penalty kick, but they're going to say they move it out. And so Jaime Terrazas takes the kick, and that's deflected easily out of bounds by the Tigers. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it. We are approaching the 38th minute. Time on the scoreboard, of course, is unofficial. So the Hilltoppers now bring it upfield to Robert Gersten. Gersten coming straight down the field once again, trying to get it over to Ben Hastings. So the clock now is stopped at 38 minutes, so that means unofficially we are in the final 2 minutes of this ball game. This one's going to be stolen away by Tiva Lesham. Lesham, Barahatinga battling with him. And so they take finally Lesham takes the shot. So one bouncer comes right to Noah Lyons. And so Lyons now will just heave it upfield, coming down the left side. We're unofficially in the last 2 minutes of this half. Taos leading 1-0. So now working with it. Taos trying to set something up. Is just right now, it's just a battle right on top of the penalty box. Everybody just trading back and forth. Now Los Alamos finally is able to clear it back upfield. And it's going to go out of bounds off the Tigers. About 20 yards up from the flag. Another push off by the Tigers. And that last one, Los Alamos should have been awarded a penalty kick. There was no question about it, but the official didn't want to do that. So he just put it down right on the line on the penalty box. Long kick. Whoa, nice one by Jaime Terrazas. Comes right to Milo Collignon. But Milo taking a sweet time about booting this one away. So he makes that boot, and it's essentially a drop kick. He drops it and then boots it off. And as soon as it hits the ground, he boots it away. But that'll do it. That'll bring this first half to a close. Taos leading the Hilltoppers by 1 on a goal by Ben Hastings. So this is Gene Mortensen, and the camera angle that you're looking at is, well, it has been the Taos side of the field, the Taos half of the field, and so we were hoping that we could see all the goals Los Alamos is scoring. But right now, the only goal scored in this ball game so far has been by Ben Hastings in the late moments of the first half. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back in a little bit. Right now, it's a 1-0 ball game. The Hilltoppers down by 1 to the Tigers. And we'll be back. Well, we are back, ready for half number 2, as the Taos Tigers lead the contest right now 1-0 over the Hilltoppers. And that goal coming in about the 35th, 36th minute. That was off of Ben Hastings. Hastings got a pass from Ricky Nichols. Nichols coming down the left sideline, and he just booted it toward the center, picked up there just a little to the right of the center of the penalty box. And then he just took off toward the right side and then just dribbled his way through all the Hilltopper defenders and then lined it up and let it fire. And there was nothing that Jackson Martinez could do. We'll just watch it fly into the goal, so that makes it a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Tigers. Los Alamos coming into this ball game right now, they are 5-0 on the season, or 1-0 in district. And Taos is 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in district. Both district wins have come for each team. They've come against Moriarty. Taos took them 10-0. We took them 9-0. Hilltoppers played Manal first, beat them 8-1, then played Cleveland here in a wild ball game. It was no score in the first half. Certainly thought it was going to go to 0-0 and into overtime. But then the Los Alamos just opened up in the second half, scored 4 goals. And then in the next game, a couple days later, that was Capital. Same thing. No score in the first half, and then the Hilltoppers 4 goals in the second half. And then they took on Santa Fe, and it was almost the same thing again. It was Hilltoppers were up at 4 goals, and Santa Fe finally scored. And so the Hilltoppers only given up 2 goals, one to Manal and one to Santa Fe. And right now, Milo Collignon has not given up any goals. And Jackson Martinez is back in the goal for Los Alamos, and Collignon still in the goal for the Tigers. And Los Alamos is going to kick off here to start this second half of play. Leading 1-0. And it's a little breezy here. And okay. Well, they just opened up all the windows and doors. Very, very breezy. So, Los Alamos kicks off. Ball coming down the left side. And it's going to be, well, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to give it to the Tigers. Tigers pass upfield by Phil Delzano. Then Taos picks it up. Long kick downfield. The Hilltoppers are just going to boot it back now to Jackson Martinez. Can't pick it up since it was kicked back to him. Headed back to him, he can pick it up or just kicked downfield by one of the other players, but can't pick it up if it's kicked back by one of his own players. And so he boots it back upfield, and then Tiva Lesham trying to bring it up. We have a little push-off on Los Alamos, a little shove-off against Aiden Heflin. So they give the free kick to the Tigers. They waste no time with that kick. And now a long, high ball taken. That's going to go sail way over everything. And that kick was taken there by Tiva Lesham. And their leading scorer is Alex Wagoner. And so far, he's a sophomore, and we haven't seen Alex Wagoner at all. So not sure what the deal is with him, but Taos on the attack once again, coming down that left side, all the way over in the left side of the penalty box. It's a crossing pass blocked over the end line by Los Alamos, and is right there to boot it away for Los Alamos that time. And so it's going to go over the end line, and that was Nick Mazorski. So Mazorski, it's a corner kick for the Tigers. It's going to come out all the way to the top. We changed the camera, by the way, try to get most of the field instead of just centering on one goal. So something a little different this time. Long kick downfield. It's going to be chased down there by Kian Morgan for the Tigers. He'll bring it back up 10 yards deep in his own territory, right down the right sideline. Headed back by Los Alamos. Picked up now by Tiva Lesham. Lesham trying to get it over this time now to Kean Morgan. And the Hilltoppers right now just about 10 yards deep in their own territory. They finally booted up. There's a race for it. Down, and they trying to get to it for Los Alamos was Wesley Parker. And with him every step of the way, that time was Otto Van Willigen. I wonder if it's Willigen. Otto Van, and it's Willigen. So over the end line off of Willigen. So that's going to put Jaime Terrazas in the corner, and he will make the kick. So Jaime, only his second game of the season, and this one is no, this is his third game of the season. Hilltoppers. You see, after he played against Santa Fe and then played against Moriarty. There's a through ball. Went through everybody except Milo Collignon, the goalie. So a quick kick by the Toppers, but comes right to Milo. Line drive by Milo. Led is way downfield. It's going to be picked up there by Los Alamos, trying to get it upfield to Alex Livskew. Intercepted by the Tigers, and now the Tigers on the attack once again, trying to come in from the left side, trying to line things up right in front, top of the penalty box, and he was going to be like, "I can do this, everybody out of the way." So he never thought about passing it or anything. That was Tiva Lesham, so he just kind of bounced around out there at the top of the penalty box, and finally he just let it fly, and it goes over the end line off of Los Alamos. So now we're going to have a corner kick by the Tigers. That comes into the pack, and it's going to go, they're going to say, over the end line and off of the Tigers. 1-0 ball game. We're right now in the 45th minute. So the Tigers, both teams trying to get control right now, and then they're going to call Los Alamos apparently for, I think they called a handball, I do believe, but they're moving the ball up, and finally they do, and so then they're going to give it to Kean Morgan, and then Morgan is going to make the kick. No, they're going to change over. Ricky Nichols is going to make the kick, and he's 15 yards deep into Hilltopper territory over on the right side. Boy, it was a beautiful, beautiful kick, and a one bouncer, boy, but that was a good line drive, went through everybody. One bounce right to Jackson Martinez. It was a good thing Jackson was in good position, because that was a beautiful kick with a lot of steam on it. We're in the 46th minute. Taos still leading 1-0 here with the goal off of Ben Hastings. So the Hilltoppers now have it. You're going to have a free kick 5 yards deep into Taos territory, about 10 yards from the right sideline. And Jaime Terrazas, beautiful kick, but it's going to come over toward it heads over from the right side all the way over to the left side. Hilltoppers trying to keep it in. They cannot. And so Phil Delzano trying to get back there to see if he could get to it, but he had no chance. So the goal kick, and so this time, so they're no longer going to make the goal kick. So Sam Hastings makes the kick. Long kick. And the Hilltoppers with a golden opportunity. Whoa! What a great play by Milo Collignon, as the Hilltoppers suddenly got everything through and got the ball into the penalty box. And so Hilltoppers on the charge. They were coming after it, but Milo Collignon at the last second fell on it for the Tigers. But Hilltoppers had a good opportunity that time, but just couldn't capitalize. So Hilltoppers steal the ball away. Aaron Phillip coming down for Los Alamos is going to be Kicked upfield by the Tigers, and let's see. Well, they're calling something here. They're going to call some violation against the Tigers, so they're going to put the ball just beyond, well, about 13 yards deep into Taos territory. Nick Mazorski will take the kick. Comes to top of the, headed away from the top of the penalty box by the Tigers. And now the ball going over to the right side off of the Tigers. I do believe Isaac Ortega chasing it down for Los Alamos. And let's see, what are they going to rule here? Well, I thought that was off of the Tigers. They're saying no. They're going to send Ricky Nichols over to make the throw in. So Ricky down the left sideline. And let's see. I don't know if the ball went out of bounds. But anyway, right now, Aiden Heflin, he went down and rolled over. But, okay, they didn't call anything. They just said the ball's out of bounds. So no free kick for the Tigers. Now they booted up to top the penalty box and trying to set things up. Boy, they had a golden opportunity there, but the Hilltoppers in a hurry to come over and cover Ben Hastings, who was about to try to take a shot, and he has the only goal in this ball game. It is a beautiful, beautiful spring afternoon here in Los Alamos. So let's see. We had a Tiger goes down. Okay, and that is right at the corner of the penalty box on the left side. So right in the top corner on the left side, and the official now has to march up. They always set up the wall, and they usually set it up. Sometimes they'll set it up about 4 feet, about 4 feet. It's supposed to be 10 feet, and then they'll move back, and they usually move back to about 7 feet or so. But there's the shot. Whoa, and that's in. Boy, and a beautiful, beautiful kick that time. Wow. I mean, he just zinged that past everybody, and that was Ricky Nichols. So Ricky Nichols gets the goal on a beautiful kick. It was set up right at the corner on the left side of the goal, left side of the penalty box, right smack at the corner. And Ricky Nichols, a big kid, midfielder, and he just fired it, and he just went right into the right side of the goal. So now the Tigers take a 2-0 lead. That one coming in the 50th minute. So the Tigers in total control of this ball game right now. Well, we knew this was going to be a good ball game and a tough contest for Los Alamos. The Tigers, we knew coming into this ball game, we knew they were tough, and they've shown that so far. But that was Ricky Nichols. Let me get this down here. That was in the 50th minute, and the other was by Ben Hastings, and that was in about the 36th minute. So it's a 2-0 ball game right now, and the Hilltoppers are going to throw it in a little ways up from the flag in Taos territory. Ball's going to be picked up by the Tigers. Coming down, Aiden Heflin goes down, and they're going to call Alex Livskew. Livskew can't believe it, neither can I. I mean, Heflin went down, but that wasn't caused by Livskew. He just more or less stumbled on his own feet, but they're going to give a free kick here to the Tigers, and so just rolling it up, and Kean Morgan is going to roll it across the other side of the field, and then a long kick is coming down toward the flag on the left side. Taos trying to keep it in control. Hilltoppers back there battling for it. That was Avera Hatinga. So Avera wins the battle and brings it up the ball right now at midfield. They roll it back into into Taos territory. Taos on the attack once again. Right, and they're trying to get it right to the top of the penalty box, right in the center of the field, stolen away there by the Hilltoppers. Now it's going to be headed downfield. Hilltoppers coming down the field. Here comes Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas with Pass over to the right side, comes back to Terrazas. Terrazas trying to line up a shot. Boots it, blocked by the Tigers, comes over to the right side. Wesley Parker with it for Los Alamos right now, trying to line something up. The ball now is going to go over the end line, and that's going to be off of the Tigers, and so it'll be a corner kick for Los Alamos, and they're going to put Jaime Terrazas in the corner. So Jaime will head over to the flag on the right side as the Hilltoppers attack the east goal, and right into the middle of the pack and cleared out of there by the Tigers, and the Tigers now coming down the field on the left side, and Aiden Heflin there battling once again, but they bring it up now to Ben Hastings. Hastings trying to get control. If he gets control, I mean, he can do wonders with that ball. They bring it around Kean Morgan. Morgan stolen away from him. Comes Alex Lipskew. Lipskew loses it momentarily. Long kick upfield. Tiva Lesham is going to be called for offsides. So Lesham too far down the field on that one. You cannot be behind. You cannot be behind like a Hilltopper fullback or a Hilltopper player at the time of the kick. And the rule actually is that you have to have two players between the two Los Alamos players, for instance, between the goal and then any player on the other team. So usually it's just like you just look at the fullback because the goalie's always there. So they always have one player back. And I think we're going to have some substitutions here at the next opportunity, which should be now. So Isaac Ortega will check out of the ball game. Tahina Hossa comes in for Los Alamos. And Aaron Phillip comes in for Los Alamos. Headed downfield comes right to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell brings it up to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas double teamed, and I don't know what Jaime. I'm not sure what was going on there. Jaime complained to the official, and then the official kind of came over and looked like he was giving Jaime a little, kind of a little scolding or something. But now anyway, he's going to call a push-off on the Tigers, and so it's going to be 15 yards deep into Tiger territory. Jaime Terrazas, nice kick, except it goes wide right. So that would become a goal kick. It's 56th minute. 2-0, the Tigers leading here against Los Alamos. Taos, we knew, was a very, very good team coming in. But I don't know what happened to their sophomore, Alex Wagoner. He has 8 goals on the season, 8 of the 23 that they scored so far. So a long kick. Downfield, Taos trying to line something up. A little pushing and shoving. Los Alamos wins the battle. Get it to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas coming up the field. Nice kick upfield. And a beautiful through ball that time to Alex Lipskew. And, boy, I thought Alex was going to have a chance to do something, but Colin Young comes all the way out of the goal and runs over there and picks it up. Boy, it was a nice through ball, though, for Los Alamos, unfortunately. So this one it's kind of interesting. That actually went off the head of Paul Cavaller. And they're going to give it to the Tigers. Well, they're going to call. Well, I don't know what they're calling here, but they're going to give the Tigers a free kick. So Kean Morgan, he just simply kicks it back into the center circle, picked up there by. It's going to be brought up down the left sideline. Now they're over to the left side of the penalty box. Battle for it over there. Centering pass cleared out for the Hilltoppers coming in that time by Wesley Stanfield. Let me correct that. That was Yaron Eidenbens doing the job, clearing that ball out of there. 58th minute. They play 2 40-minute halves, so we're heading for the 80th minute right now in Taos. Leading bowling. There's a little short header attempt by Taos as they bounced it into the right into the penalty box. It wasn't too far out from the goal, and then just trying a little soft header that time was a Paul Cavaler. But Jackson Martinez was there for this accident, so he boots it upfield. Tigers are going to bring it ahead, down, coming down the right sideline. Cavaler once again. This time he puts it right in the middle of the field, and it's going to be chased down there for the Tigers. Picked up there by Robert Gersten. Hilltopper steal it away down the field in a hurry. Long kick, trying to get to it for Los Alamos. Alex Lipskew, and Lipskew battling, can't get to it, trying to battle against Kean Morgan, and so let's see what are they going to call here? I think they're going to call it. Okay, they're going to say it was off of Lipskew, out of bounds, over the end line. So. And we're just checking to see if I got any texts. No. Long kick downfield, slow roller. And, boy, Jackson Martinez, he had no chance. He had to go all the way out of the penalty box and into the, what you call the free zone, because he couldn't do anything out there. But he did come out and then boot it back up because they had Ben Hastings coming in a hurry. And that ball was not going to make it to into the penalty box. So good play by Jackson Martinez. And the Tigers now are working it, bring it into the middle of the field. Teva Lesham goes through everybody, and boy, and he just can't believe he missed that. Boy, he had a wide open shot, and from the left side to the right side. And he kicked it too hard and went right to the goal. And then right after he kicked it, then he just kind of put his hands on his head because he knew he had the golden opportunity and blew it. So, anyway, 60th minute of the ball game. So, unofficially, we've got a little over 20 minutes left. Tigers will pick it up. And Hilltoppers with it. Yaris Eidenbens. He's going to get it now. He's going to get it over to Lenny Saviotsky. Saviotsky over to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas boots it through everybody, and now a shot taken by Isaac Ortega. And let's see, was that Isaac? No, Tai Hinojosa. Tai Hinojosa with that shot. So, going to be a goal kick once again. Man making a kick upfield. Sam Hastings. We're going to have offsides called against the Tigers on a long kick downfield. And they had two players behind the Hilltoppers fullbacks. Long kick downfield, comes down to the left side, chased down by Alex Lipskew. Lipskew tries to center it, comes into the penalty box, picked up there by the Tigers, battle for it. Tigers cleared out, intercepted by Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas trying to dribble through a lot of traffic, still on the dribble, Finally, he's still trying to do it. He's all the way back to the 40-yard line. Now they're going to bring it up to Colin Mitchell. Mitchell, nice little pass over to the left side, trying to get it to Wesley Parker. He can't get to it. Milo Collignon just picks it up. 62nd minute. So, anyway, the ball came to Collignon, so he boots it back upfield. Tigers on the attack once again. Now come over toward the right side of the goal. The ball's going to go, I think, over the end line. Diving for it was Jackson Martinez. And then it went over the end line. So I thought I thought Jackson was going to be the last one who touched it, but they're going to say no, which I thought should have been a corner kick. It's going to be a goal kick. 2-0, Taos leading here in the 63rd minute of this contest. Ball comes down, bouncing away from everybody. Alex Livsku picks it up for Los Alamos, stolen away by Taos. And another battle for it with Callum Mitchell. Mitchell wins the battle. They're going to bring it back up to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas brings it into the middle of the field, picked up there by the Tigers, and then they're going to bounce it up and trying to pass it to himself. That time it goes out of bounds off the Hilltoppers, but so the ball now comes back upfield. It comes up now to Sam Hastings. Hastings, we're going to have a long boot upfield, and so this one's going to go right into the right corner of the penalty box, and so Jackson Martinez runs out over to pick it up. Now they're going to get pass up to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas will bring it up to Alex Liv, bring it up to Alex Livsku. I was right in the first place. So down the left sideline come the Tigers. And they lose the ball over the end line, but, well, they didn't lose it, actually. Jackson ran over there and picked it up, and now he just heaves it back upfield. Didn't kick it. He just picked it up and heaved it. The ball now is just into Taos territory, and the Hilltoppers now trying to get something going. So a little push shot that time taken by the Hilltoppers, and that's going to be picked up easily by Collignon. And that young man, that was Lenny Sivyatsky with that little kind of soft push into the goal. So we had a ball come. All right, Taos, the ball's going to go out of bounds. We had a ball go. We do have some ball shaggers here today, which is really nice. But we had the ball bounced over the fence and into the bleachers, and so one of the ball shaggers then ran over to the gate and then got ready to jump over the gate with the wrought iron fence on it, and then somebody from Los Alamos from the school, I'm not sure who it was, but she went and told him, you don't need to climb over the gate, just open it. Whoa, we got a lot of pushing and shoving down there. Whoa, boy, I'm telling you, and mixing it up, Callum Mitchell along with Paul Cavalier. So comes Abera Hatinga. Hatinga brings it up into the center circle, but the ball shagger is all ready to try to climb over that fence. It's kind of like, just open the gate. Comes over to the right side, and it's going to go over the end line, and so that's going to be a goal kick for Jackson Martinez. 66th minute, 2-0 ball game. Taos on top in this contest. So the Hilltoppers bring it upfield. It's picked up there by Alex Livsku. Livsku will bring it over now to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell into the midfield circle. Gets it to Lenny Sivyatsky. Sivyatsky trying to get the pass down the right sideline. He's trying to get it to Tai Hinojosa, but goes over the end line. And so that's going to be another goal kick for the Tigers. 67th minute, 2-0 ball game. Tigers scoring in the 36th minute and the 50th minute. So Sam Hastings now will take the kick. And that's going to come into the midfield circle. Picked up there by Callum Mitchell. Mitchell get it over to Alex Livsku. Livsku pushed down from behind. So there will be a free kick for Los Alamos. The Hilltoppers waste no time. They just drop it down and make the kick. See, was that Mussorgsky? Yes, it was. No, they're gonna come back and say you can't do that. They're gonna make him do it again. So he just makes a little cross pass over to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell gets it up now. We'll get it up to Yaris Eidenbens, and they'll bring it back to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga trying to do something with it. They just keep going backwards. Now the Hilltoppers finally bring it in. They bring it up into Eidenbens. Yaris trying to get a pass into the middle, into the center, into the penalty box. That's intercepted by one of the fullbacks for the Tigers. Hilltoppers have it now in the center circle. Nick Mussorgsky with a nice pass over on the right side, trying to get it to Tahina Hosa. Can't get it to him, so it's going to be picked up by the Tigers. The Tigers bring it up. Callum Mitchell says nothing doing, brings it way back downfield. We're going to have a Hilltopper go down. Let's see, and that was, it was Jaime Terrazas. Now, Jaime's going to get the free kick. The ball right now is, about 13 yards out from the top of the penalty box. So Terrazas makes the kick and goes through. Boy, beautiful shot. As they had they didn't put up the normal wall like they usually do with like five players lined up one next to each other, shoulder to shoulder. They just put up a pretty good line across the top of the penalty box, and Jaime, he just went through everything. Beautiful shot, but Milo Collignon was there, but fortunately there wasn't anybody there for Los Alamos because it was a hard shot and went through everybody, and kind of a worm burner, and then Collignon was able to grab it, but he grabbed it, then he lost it, and he was able to get it. There wasn't anybody there for Los Alamos, I believe. But it was a pretty shot there by Jaime. Anyway, so the Hilltoppers get it now to Nick Mussorgsky. Mussorgsky will bring it up to Aaron Phillip. Now onto the right sideline. Trying to come down the right sideline. Pass upfield is going to be picked up by Mussorgsky once again. Mussorgsky, very, very quick and a good ball handler. And he's going to roll it back. The pass they're going to try to get the ball up to Alex Lipsky. Lipsky. And we're having a lot of pushing and shoving in this ball game. Callum Mitchell will throw it in for Los Alamos. Gets it into Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas battling, gets it back to Mitchell. Callum is going to bring it back into the center circle to Nick Mussorgsky. So the Hilltoppers will start over. Comes back to Nick. Mussorgsky still working with it, making a nice move. Now he rolls it over to the left to the right side of the penalty box, trying to get it to Ty Hinojosa. Can't get it to him. We're in the 71st minute. Taos leading 2-0. So the Tigers are going to get a free kick, the ball to right on the penalty box line. Long kick upfield, headed back upfield by Los Alamos. Going to come over to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga battling for it, and they're going to okay, and they're going to call a little push off that time on that one on Aiden Heflin. So the Hilltoppers waste no time booting it away, and let's see what the sideline official calling something over here, and then the ball going out of bounds. One of the topper players went down, but they're not going to call anything. So coming into the ball game for Los Alamos is John Teague. So he checks in. There's a high kick, and as soon as John comes in, there was a high kick right to the going to come down right in the middle of the penalty box. John taking off for it, but Michael Collignon comes out and stops everything once again. Long kick. Going to come down to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas over on the left side of the penalty box. Pushed down. And I think we're going to have a free kick for the Toppers. This is a good opportunity. The game has gotten very, very physical. Jaime still down for Los Alamos. Now Jaime is up. Let's see, he says, I can do it. So he's going to get the free kick. And the ball right now is about 10 yards up from the goal, over on the right, close to the right sideline. It's close to the right football sideline. And so they set up a wall, and Jaime takes the shot. And this one's going to go over the goal. So that will make it a goal kick. 73rd minute. 2-0 ball game. The Tigers. This is Gene Mortensen. And I want to thank Carol Clark and the Los Alamos Daily Post for making all this possible. And, of course, our super-duper IT guy, that is Nate Limback. He's done a fantastic job and really dedicated here to get this thing going. And he's done a great job. He was the one that came up with this camera that you see. There's a quick shot by the Tigers coming down in a hurry. As that shot was taken by Robert Gersten. Goes over the end line. Gersten is Hilltopper's getting ready for a goal kick. Gersten is yelling, not yelling, but motioning and saying it should be a corner kick, and he's right. So they get the corner kick. And a nice header attempt that time by the Tigers, but well, I thought for a minute he had a golden opportunity to get that in. And that was Otto Van Willingham. Now they lose it over the end line again. Now it's a corner kick from the other side. This is going to go way, way long and out of bounds. Kicks it over everybody. 75th minute. Yeah, like I say, I want to thank Carol Clark and the Los Alamos Daily Post for making all this possible. Matt Limback, John McHale, they got together and kind of put all this together for us, and Carol Clark made it possible. So this ball game is brought to you by the Los Alamos Daily Post. Pass downfield. That's going to go out of bounds. Hilltoppers, John Teague was going to throw it in, but then the ball shaggers throw a ball over now to Callum Mitchell, so he throws it in. Comes to Nick Mazorski. Mazorski working with it. Going to bring it over the right side and back to Mazorski. Mazorski trying to line things up. Boy, beautiful pass, and they're going to call Los Alamos for offsides. Unbelievable. Boy, Mazorski with a beautiful pass through everybody. But the officials ruled it was offsides. So we are in the 76th minute. So unofficially, a little over 5 minutes to go. Now we have a Tiger down. One of the Hilltoppers over talking to him. And now the young man makes his way up. That's Robert Gersten. And so the Hilltopper went over to see how he was. Anyway, that was Sam Sorigliano. So good sportsmanship that time by Sam. And now Sam will check out of the ball game. And let's see who's going to come back in for him. Oh, it looks like Wesley Stanfield back into the ball game. Nick Mazorski, wow, hard shot, trying to get it to up into the penalty box to everybody, But he put too much on it and went right to Milo Collignon, the goalie. And right now we are approaching the 77th minute, 2-0. So the Tigers, unless Los Alamos comes up with a couple of miracle goals, Tigers are going to win this ball game. We knew this was going to be a good ball game, very, very competitive, and it's been very physical. Tigers down the right side have a lot more pushing and shoving, but nothing called this time. There's a crossing pass picked up by Los Alamos and then cleared out for the Hilltoppers. Going to come upfield, and Wesley Parker trying to get to it. He goes down, so they're going to call. They're going to call the Tigers. So they simply get it to Nick Mazorski. Mazorski now dribbling with it himself. He's 10 yards deep into Taos territory. Now he's giving directions. Now he brings the ball over to Aaron Phillip. Phillip over on the right side. Trying to get it back to Phillip as he made a pass over to Ty Hinojosa on the line and then over. And so now they're going to send let's see, is that Hinojosa? I thought they were going to put Ty Hinojosa in the corner, but they say nope. Nick Mazorski will go in the corner for the Hilltoppers. Clock stopped at 78 minutes, so that means unofficially we're in the final 2 minutes. The official time's on the field. Mazorski with the pass, an attempt by Los Alamos, and that one I think well, the Hilltoppers put it in the goal. Let's see. There was a battle for it right at the. There was a battle for it right in front of the goal mouth. I'm pretty sure. I think that header was by Aaron Phillip. As it the ball went up high and right up to the top of the goal, the crossbar, and then Collignon tried to go high in the air and then push it over the crossbar. Couldn't. It fell down right in front of him, and then I'm pretty sure that was Aaron Phillip that put the goal in, put the little header in. And at first there was some mild protesting of whether that was a valid goal. The official said, yeah, it is. And so it's a 2-1 ball game. So the Hilltoppers have a minute or so to get something going here. Nick Mazorski going to bring it back now to Colin Mitchell. Mitchell over to Mazorski once again, stolen away by the Tigers. Aiden Heflin. Heflin coming down the right sideline, still coming. Colin Mitchell with him. Mitchell just pushes him from behind, and no question about that one. That's going to be a free kick for the Tigers. And Aiden Heflin, who just got shoved down, will get up and he'll make the kick. And the ball right now about 20 yards up from the flag. So now Heflin just trying to stall, literally. So he was just standing there with the ball and trying to screen everybody away. So all he's trying to do right now is let the air out of the ball, as they say. So coming out of Nick Mazorski. Mazorski, long kick. Going to be intercepted by Tigers by Kean Morgan. Hilltoppers down the left sideline. John Teague with the ball. And Teague, see, is he going to go over the end line? I think so. So it'll be a goal kick. Long kick upfield by Sam Hastings. One of the Hilltoppers going high in the air, try to make that was Nick Mazorski. Whoa. Oh, no, Wesley Parker. And he goes down. And they're going to give Los Alamos a free kick. I don't know why. But Nick Mazorski, he's he's right at the 40-yard line, so he's about 50 yards out from the goal, right smack in the middle of the field. And so Mazorski waiting to get the official. He takes a shot. There's a long shot, and that's going to go to the right side of the goal. So that's where you, hopefully, you get that miracle goal where somebody like Nick Mazorsky, who has the power, can just drill that. But, and I'm not sure, we're unofficially we're in the final 2 minutes, and of course we don't know how much extra time there is, because they don't stop the clock if somebody's hurt or something. The official down the field will stop his clock. So extra time, and there's the whistle, and that's it. So the Hilltoppers go down 2-0 to the Tigers, or 2-1, I'm sorry. 2-1. A goal by Ben Hastings started things off, a junior, and he scored in the 36th minute, and then Ricky Nichols made a beautiful shot from the left corner of the penalty box, and he put it in for their goals, and then in the late going for Los Alamos, and it was Aaron Phillip. And Phillip, well, I'm pretty sure it was Phillip, but ball came down right in front of the goal. There was a battle for it. It got bounced up. It was high. It was almost right at the crossbar. Michael Collignon decided to push it over the crossbar and just get it out of there. Didn't get up high enough. Ball bounced right in front of him, right in front of the goal, and it was headed in by Los Alamos. And it was kind of a strange goal because it went in. Not everybody was sure if the goal was going to be allowed, and it looked like a lot of players on both sides on both teams were, Taos was saying no goal. Los Alamos, yeah, it's a goal. The officials are finally agree with Los Alamos, and I do believe that was Aaron Phillip picked up that goal. There was a lot of traffic in front of that goal at that time. So anyway, that's going to do it for us, and nothing tomorrow, but we'll be back on the air on Wednesday night. It'll be Hilltopper boys basketball against the Valencia, and so I can't remember what Valencia is called. Anyway, they'll go up against Valencia on Wednesday night, and it might be the Jaguars, but anyway, on Wednesday night, and we'll finally see some Hilltopper boys basketball. And then, of course, this weekend we're going to see some Hilltopper girls basketball. So, very, very nice. So this is Gene Mortensen for Matt Limbach and John McHale, and for Carol Clark, and for the Los Alamos Daily Post. Thank you so much for making all this possible. So this is Gene Mortensen. Have a great tomorrow. You can make it even better Tuesday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And sweetie pie, I miss you so very, very much. And I love you so very, very much. Bye-bye, everybody.